Finally got it done. Finally got this place cleaned up. Check it out. Get my Reiki posters up on the wall. I'm so proud of myself. My library, yo. My library. All my books in the shelf. My whole tarot card shelf. And then, like, personal stuff. Yeah. And get my little tree. So I love this. And I'm going to be so excited if this button works and it lets me, like... Yeah, it's my new chair. Check it out. Check it out. I got a new look on my new chair. I'm getting ready to look at it. I just got my shit together and I feel good about it. It's a great time. It's a great time to do that. Oh my god, this is awesome. Oh my god, this is so awesome. So I'm so excited that oh my god, it works. Like my iPhone does not do that. My iPad does not do that. But like with YouTube, I can switch point of views from outgoing to selfie mode. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And yeah, so there's been so much dust going through here today. And it's great because I feel like I've like finally blew the last bit of sinus infection out of my nose in the shower a while ago. Like I was so I felt like a James Brown song. I was funky. but yeah, so I'm all set, ready to start my book, or at least look over it and see what all I've got in it. Yeah, so that, and then I'm gonna head out to the grocery store here later while there's no traffic and stuff, because man, that sucks. The worst time to go is like during the afternoon when everybody's getting off work. So. But oh, is it dying? I don't know. But but anyway, so I just hey, it's the time of the season astrologically to be cleaning stuff out, purging stuff out. I've got like 2 bags of stuff that's outgoing, never to be seen again. You know, clothes and things like that. And then I've also like switched out my spring, summer / winter wardrobes. And hopefully it won't be like back down to the 40s next week. You know what I'm saying? It's hopefully it stays warm enough but still cool enough to breathe. The breeze has been nice and cool today, but like the way my windows work, it's like it doesn't do the greatest. So yeah, it's a great time to get rid of things that no longer serve us. Physically, you know, with your clothes, items you don't use anymore, stuff that, you know, I like to be minimal with my stuff, except my books. It's just like books and crystals, bring it on. It's like music, books, crystals, anything to do with food, bring it. That's where my, you know, you want to talk to my heart, you want to speak to my heart language, that's it. Yeah. But I mean, it's a totally great time to assess what needs going, you know, what needs to be deleted and what needs to go into the next season with us, with you, with me, with whoever. Like, I'm not trying to be picky about, you know, whatever. I'm trying to non-violently communicate that this is a good idea. So, the body talks and meditation helps. Alright, so yeah. Yeah, I've been jamming out to Satsang, Nako, Revolution. Rising Appalachia, all those today. It's really good, uplifting, folky, kind of beachy music that like, it just speaks to me. So, you know, get your cleaning music on and get your clean on. And, you know, I didn't spring clean like normally I probably would. I'm still working with this, this sprained ankle. I mean, it's pretty much okay, but like I'm still trying to be careful with it. So yeah. I woke up this morning and my brace had come undone, and so just ace bandage. And so I was like, okay, that must mean that we're ready to take it off. And so I tried it out, worked on it a little bit. Went up and downstairs a couple times because I got like a place in the basement where I put my stuff, like my winter stuff. Or like my off season, whatever season it ain't, that's where my other season stuff goes. Yeah. So he's, the eclipse was last night. I didn't get to see it. By the time I walked out, I couldn't even see the moon, much less see anything else. And I was too afraid to walk down to the ocean to see if I could see it. So I was like, damn, I missed another eclipse. But, I didn't do any rituals or any anything really with that. We're still in that eclipse energy. Scorpio, full super flower moon eclipse. Yeah. And they call it a blood moon because it turned red. So there you go. pretty like in your face. It still is. We're still in that energy, and it's a special time to assess things and decide what you're not going to do moving forward, and what you are going to do moving forward, what you are going to entertain or not entertain. It's time for that, and time for releasing and that which no longer serves you. Whether it's physical items, that's a good way to start. Like if you're stuck in your mind or in your emotions and you can't get that moving, and start assessing what you need to if you can, there we go, that's much better. I can hear myself. But so like, yeah, it's time to increase my frequency. So I'm getting rid of the things that do not. But physically, if you can't get anything going mentally, emotionally, energetically, start physically. I mean, it's the one thing that's tangible. You can touch these things, you can feel these things. You're still taking things that no longer serve you or your purpose or your dreams and goals, and you're getting rid of them. You got a trash pile, you got a donation pile, and sometimes you even got a burn pile. And sometimes you might have a sell pile. Like, I just don't have the time or the patience, or I refuse. And no, I could make the time, but I refuse to make the time and have the patience to like sell things online. That is not my thing. Not my thing at all. So like, I don't give a shit how valuable it is, how nice it is. If it's cute, oh yeah, I could probably get like $10, $20 off of that. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna give it away. Sorry. That's just me. I'm gonna give it away. I don't care how nice of a thing it is. I'm not selling it. I'm just giving it away because I have no use for it anymore. And I love free stuff. I have people give me stuff, all the time. And sometimes I cycle through things. That's the fun part about being. That was the funnest part about being homeless for me. It was like all the free clothes from the free piles. I love being homeless in California. It was like a beautiful experience for me. Overall, I mean, there was definitely the dark sides and the downsides and the bullshit, and thank God I was an observer more than an experiencer of a lot of that. But there's also so many good things, like I had Victoria's Secret underwear for free. Like, I didn't have to pay for that shit. And they were clean. They were brand new. Things like that, stuff with the tag still on them. Cute things, everybody kind of knew me for the way I dressed on the street, like underneath my weather gear. You know, I was known for my coats, you know, the different coats I would wear, you know, different things. So yeah, so that was fun, you know. And then eventually I got down to where, you know, I would keep like 2-3 outfits tops. Most of the time I had different layers of things that would work with each other and stuff. And so like I'd go take showers at the annex like two to 3 times a week, and like every time you go to the annex you have to turn in your clothes, and if they're salvageable they wash them and put them back into circulation for clean clothes to hand out to homeless people and people in need. And so so sometimes I would get my stuff back, you know, but other times no. And that was okay. It taught me not to be attached to these things, and not to, you know, just because it was mine and it meant something to me, it might have been sentimental. You know, I learned a lot of hard lessons with being okay with letting stuff go. I had a blanket. I had some nice clothes that I was going to start wearing for jobs and stuff and things. And oh, that's not playing anymore. I bet we ran out of battery. So anyway, these things are awesome. Awesome. It's a Wonder Boom. This is the Wonder Boom 2. It's not originally the color that I wanted, but it's what they had at Best Buy whenever I went to the let the sun shine through. And but my first one actually, my first one was actually gray with this part was yellow. The plus and the minus was yellow. And somebody had went to jail, and they had left their thing laying there, their Wonder Boom laying there, and so it became mine. And I held on to it for a long time. Then I like traded it for a bag of weed because I needed something lighter. It was the worst mistake I think I ever made. But just because they are such phenomenal, you know, my little Wonder Boom, it you can put more than one of them together, and it's got some dank surround sound. Like that's what I listen to my movies on. Those things are pretty much waterproof. Like you can wear them in the rain on your backpack. If you drop them in the water, they're gonna survive it. They're great, and they sound amazing too. So like, and they last for a long time. When they're charged up, they last for a long time. So yeah, it's I think I paid like almost $100 for it at Best Buy, but I think I got better deals on them than that on Amazon, for sure. Cause I had one that was like pastel rainbow colored, and I don't even want to get into the story. Yeah, it was not at the pawn shop in Arkansas when I stopped back by. Let's just say that. I had to trade it in for gas money, food money, or something. So, yeah. Not a fun time. Not fun people. Probably one of the most traumatic experiences of my life. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Oh my God. Jesus. Fuck, dude. No. That's a dark place. It's a really dark place, and dark times for me, especially coming out of purgatory and the murder of my brother and everything. So like, yeah, that was rough, dealing with a heroin addict with demons that wanted to kill me. You know, it is funny, you know. But, you know, it's time to, you know, start talking about those things and start purging, you know, and you know, being okay with it. Just looking at it as from the observer's point of view instead of the emotional point of view, and being able to accept, you know, these things happened and I made these choices. Do I think I could have made better choices? Yes. Was I supposed to make better choices? I don't know, because because it's just the way things turned out was like the way that they probably needed to be. At that time, I did not love myself near enough. But also that summer, I got my scrolls, or like my I got my scrolls of completion in self-control, loving kindness, unconditional love, patience, virtue. So I went through a lot of shit, and it was very tempting to like want to hurt myself and want to hurt other people. For sure, that would have made life a hell of a lot easier, but at the same time, hell of a lot harder. And like, their blood, none of them's blood is worthy of my hands. I got healer's hands. Their blood's not worthy. So you know, there's a little. Hey, this is me. If you don't like it, click off. Click off. If it's too heavy for you to think that such a being of light could ever go through something so dark, let me tell you what. It's the ones of us who's been through the darkest things that have the brightest lights. Let me tell you that right now. People think, oh, you're so sweet and unconditionally loving and kind, and you must not have never went through nothing. You're one of those church people that's been sheltered. No, bitch, I ain't. No. No. It's because of the things that I went through that I've decided, damn it, that fucking hurts. And I don't want to watch myself or be a party to watching anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody like I've been hurt. And I damn sure don't want to stand by and not say nothing while somebody else hurts somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, not only do I have learned to stand up for myself, but I've learned to start standing up for other people as well. And you know, you don't have to rare and fuss and cuss and all that. You don't have to carry on. It's just a calm, matter of fact, loving, kind expression of, you know, I think there's a better way to handle this, and maybe we're not all seeing everything as it is. So maybe there's a miscommunication here. Maybe there's misunderstanding there. A lot of times it gets cleared up. And people are like, oh, man, you know, apologize to each other, and then they're, you know, they heal from it. So that's goals. But, you know, releasing the hurt, the pain, the all of that is the hard part sometimes, because it's like, oh, I thought I let go of that, and here it is, like, up in my face again. It's just like, did we not get rid of that? And it's like, apparently we just stuffed it in a box and put it in the basement because it's still there. Okay, well, I think it's time that we let go of that shit now. You know, that's how it works. Like, what thinking, you know, when you start out physical, I know I rabbit trailed, but, you know, I don't care. I'm a storyteller, so follow the story. I'm going to get back to it. So when you start doing things physically, even when you can't really get yourself started mentally, emotionally, releasing stuff, even just speaking it into existence is like, I release the pain and the hurt that came with this event in my life. I release those people who hurt me with forgiveness, and I send them love that they may be healed so they don't hurt themselves and hurt others anymore. You know, you may not mean it at first, but eventually, because you had in that moment the intention of, I know I don't feel this, but I'm going to speak it into existence. That is powerful. And that's what gets the ball rolling with that. So you know, when you having trouble with getting these things going and releasing these things, it's important to do what you can physically, because that's what gets you in the habit of observing things. Like, okay, this is this. Do I really need this? Have I used it in the last 6 months? Will I use it in the next 6 months? Has it been a year since I've used it? If it's been a year since I've used it, it's got to go. Like, and this is when I'm housed up. Like, when I'm transient, when I'm like homeless or houseless, whatever, I'm a lot quicker to minimize and get rid of stuff. Because guess what? I learned out there. We got all these attachments to all these things we're carrying around, and they just keeping us. We're having to work so much harder just to attain our goals and stuff. And we're having to work harder. Like, whenever I carried all my books and all my rocks and all my clothes and everything I had with me, and my pack was like 60 pounds plus the drum and the freaking and I had a djembe drum, and I had like 2 or 3 bags, like little tote bags to carry, plus a backpack that I would wear on the front. Like, man, I'm telling you what. And all I could hear in my head, especially after my friends got on to me, like, hey, you don't need that much. Look, this is all I carry everywhere I go. I've got everything I need. I'm like, okay, that's yeah, but I got sentimental things. Oh, you're gonna carry that weight for a long time. Oh, you're gonna carry that weight for a long time. You know, and I would hear that. Spirit would be like all up in my ear with that. Like, oh, you gonna carry that weight, huh? Okay. And then I tried to keep some of it up in the woods, and it got moldy, and I had to bring it all, you know, bring it down and like get rid of it, and then you know, it was moldy, so it wasn't good for anybody. So, you know, and there was a book that I did have that was about Native American. It was like Native American meditations and stuff, and so like I would open it just like I'd open my Bible and like observe it, and oh man, like I hope I can go back to my Instagram and find the text, you know, the picture of that book, because usually I'll take pictures of the books that I'm reading, and they like, because like in case I want to revisit them after I've like let go of them. And there was one in there that was talking about how the Native Americans saw it as wrong, almost like what Christians would call a sin, to hold on to something that they weren't using when somebody else may be able to use it. That really got me. So, instead of trying to keep stuff for the next season, I would go ahead and give stuff away. I gave special hats away, special coats, you know, and it's okay. And I still have, you know, I have special things. I have this is special. My friend Natalie made that for me. It did have a goddess charm on it right here, and she jumped off of there, and I didn't freak out about it. Like, this is the one necklace that the freaking street preacher didn't rip off my neck pretty much and scream and yell at me and demand and ask me why I was wearing crystals. Like, hello, the fucking priests of Israel wore breastplates that were made of gold and had stones, gemstones in there, crystals in there for each of the 12 tribes. Get the fuck out of here. Even the rocks cry out when man will not praise God. Like, get out of here with that. But, you know, I was like, Holy Spirit, what do I do? And he's like, let him take it. So I let him take some of the ones that I didn't have to bring forward with me. The ones that had spent their season with me and had special meanings for special things, and those special things were no longer special. So, you know, But anyway, she dropped off of there in the bathroom in the shelter. And I looked all over the place. Looked all over the place for her. In the showers, everything. That she was nowhere to be found, let me tell you. One day, I'm in there doing my chores, cleaning, and it's like right there at a tile that's like right next to the shower. Like, there's no way in hell that we've all cleaned that and not seen it. Like, it was taken away and it was given back. Simple as that. But now I keep it. I haven't put it back on here yet. I keep it on my altar in my truck because I got this like little dip in my truck, in my dash. It's about like that, and so I put my special things in there. So yeah, like special things, like small things like that, I keep. This came from California. It was like a father-daughter ring from the universe. This one I just bought myself for Mother's Day 2022. It's a charlite. That's a lapis lazuli. And then this one is a pink opal, and I bought it whenever I went and took myself out on an amazing date. You know, I got myself all cleaned up, got my nails and my toes done. You know, got my nails all done, got my new dress, which was awesome because I got it for like $20. It was like a $76 dress, and I was like, oh my gosh. And she's like, oh yeah, that one's just $20. We're having to put it back on the rack. Like somebody had returned it or something. It didn't work for them. Like, what? Like, I'll take it. Like, let me try it on. I did not feel like trying anything on that day. I was just going in there to take pictures to see what I was perfect though, because I you know, since I've lived in Salem, I've wanted a dress from that shop, and by God, I got one for $50 less than what they are most of the time. They got some really nice stuff in there. I love their dresses; they're so cute, at least. But anyway, going on almost 30 minutes. So yeah, just like different things, you know. If you're not willing to let go of the old, then you're not going to receive the new. Spirit wants to give you the new, but they're like, there's no space. Just like with my iCloud. Like, we can't give you anything new because you have clogged up your storage. You've got to get rid of some of these things in order to make room, just so we can upload it to the iCloud. and then you can add stuff. And so then you can have the new. And so it's like that. You know, you got to get rid of it. You got to let it go. And, you know, you don't have to let it all go at once. Just small things at a time. And you'd be surprised how those small things add up. Like all the small stuff that I didn't think was taking up space. Man, I got 2 garbage bags full of clothes. That's a lot of space, especially in my small room. I ain't got a lot of room in here. And I'm just like, wow, okay. I had a lot of stuff extra, and now I'm getting rid of it, and I'm excited about it, because guess what? As I was thinking about getting rid of stuff, or as I was getting rid of it, I had new come in, whether I bought it myself, like the outfit I'm wearing, or whether somebody gave it to me. Like, that was a real thing. With a tie-dye skirt I did not want to get rid of. I wore it like a dress, and it was very comforting to me. It was like my hippie chick dress, you know. It was very comforting. It even had a little small hole where I dropped a little bit of a cherry on there from my joint, which I was mad about that, but you know, so, and then as I was thinking about, you know, getting rid of it but wanting a replacement for it, I had a friend bring stuff to work and say, hey, I got you a bag of clothes. Like, what? And she's like, yeah, I'm getting rid of stuff, and I found this and I thought of you. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I got a perfect new like gray and white tie-dye skirt to replace my old one. So now the old one is definitely in the trash bags to go. So, you know, it be open. Be open to how it happens, but be willing. The willingness to let something go makes room for the universe to say, hey, I got you. I'm bringing you in something new. If you will just let go of the old, we'll be all right. You'll enjoy the new a lot better without the old there. And it goes for relationships and stuff too. Definitely. But I've hit about 30 minutes, and I have learned the way these things upload is like they're best cut off at about 30-minute mark. So I just want to do that, and I'm getting ready to read my book. Not all at once. Like, I'm gonna start on it and see what all's up in here, because like it's got illustrations of really cool things. Yes, that is a black woman in a book about Mary Magdalene. You know why? Because Jesus and Mary Magdalene were not white. They weren't. See? I don't even know if that's... No, that's John the Baptist beside her. Well, he wasn't. He wasn't white either. Imagine that. They were brown people from where brown people come from over there in the Middle East. And the Egyptians were black colored. So, like, tell me how the hell... People just like... I don't know. It gets lost in history. I'm just gonna leave it there and have fun with it. And but the picture of that lady that was a black lady, that's Sarah Lecholly. That is Sarah is the daughter of Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and the one that the Rosicrucians like are said to protect the bloodline and lineage of. So there's some interesting info if you want to get rid of stuff that you've been taught growing up and open your mind to something new, new information. Then that's cool. See, that's also another aspect of that. You know, when I told God, you know, hey, show me who you are by experience and by witness of, you know, I want to know about who Jesus is. I want to know who these people are and what they were really doing. I don't want to know just what a certain group of people says that they was and they did and stuff. That's not enough, because if he touched all the world, he went around to different people groups, and I want to hear what the other people's groups. I want to know about their experience with Jesus and Mary Magdalene and the disciples, because the Christians are most definitely not the only ones who experienced Jesus. And the Israelites and the Jews and the Sadducees and Pharisees and all them people, them religious people, they are not the only ones that encountered Jesus either. So, like, to get a collective of the person of Jesus is like one of my things. So, because I work with him very closely, and you know, I work with more than one aspect of God or unconditional love, and that's just me. That's my practice. That's me, and I'm okay with that. And you don't have to be. And I'm okay with whatever you practice. It's okay. But I'm, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be a little bit hard on Christianity. I'll be a little bit hard on it because they've used. Let's not even get into that one this time. It's all about releasing and welcoming in the new, making space for the new things. So may you make new space. May you have a wonderful releasing and make new space for new things, new ideas, new people, new jobs, new opportunities, new. It's a good season for new. So, that being said, namaste.